Hi guys, Coach Jordan here again. I'm just going to talk us through what we're doing on Saturday this week. Obviously Saturday is our third strength day of the week. It's also our second squat session of the week. For those doing Hercules, Adonis and Athena, obviously you'll have your different programs. So that's what you'll be doing then. And then you'll have a 14-minute Metcon towards the end of the session. For those doing Hercules, you'll be doing 5x5, 75%. Again, same as your back squats, same as your bench press. Obviously the weight's still the same as it was last week. Still relatively light, but we've increased the reps slightly. You should find it a little bit tougher. Danny's going to come into our front squat here. You'll both be doing it if you're both doing Hercules and Adonis. Danny sets just like her back squat. She sets her fingers onto the bar first, top of the hands pointing top of the roof. Feet just back in. When she comes into her front rack position, both feet are underneath the bar. Weight is on the shoulder in a strong front rack, elbows at 4 o'clock. Danny's going to push her shoulders up, which should bring the bar back up. Take 2 steps back, and now she's set ready to front squat. You can see, notice Danny here, elbows are at 3 o'clock, bracing through the abdomen just like your back squat, pushing up through the shoulders as she comes down and back up. You can notice as Danny comes down, hips into heels. As she presses, she leads with her elbows and shoulders and then pushes the legs up afterwards. You can notice here from the bottom of the squat, now she is pushing with her elbows first rather than her legs. This will keep you in a taller front rack position rather than struggling to keep the bar up with your chest coming over first. With that breathing, we're looking for a nice deep breath towards the start of the front of the squat. You're then breathing out when you get to the end. For guys doing Hercules, you'll be doing 5x5 of that. Those on Adonis, you'll be every minute and a half. You'll do 5 rounds. It'll be 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, or whatever it is. For those of you doing Adonis, you'll then move into your overhead walking lunges. This will be with single dumbbell up to the shoulder, back overhead. You can notice there, Danny's bicep is just behind her ear. It's the arm. As she comes down, nice strong lunge position. Remember when we lunge, we talk about walking our feet down instead of train tracks. So your feet should always be shoulder width or just wider than shoulder width apart. Toes always pointing forwards. She comes back down once more. Strong, knee touches the ground, back up. Notice here we are not just walking through our lunge, we're resetting it each time. Think every rep, as she walks back now, is a 1 rep. Don't think of it as doing 10 reps at a time. So down, back knee touches the floor, set again, back in. Again here with the breathing, it is a nice deep breath in. We brace just like we did with our front squat, and then breathe out once the rep is complete. For those of you doing Athena, you'll be doing 8 kettlebell front squats. Now this will be with double kettlebell. When Danny sets here, she brings kettlebells up to the shoulder just like we would with a nice power clean. Notice the kettlebells rest on the top of the bicep, so in the nook between her elbows, so between the forearm and the bicep. You should just sit there nicely. Again, just like with your front squat, nice deep breath in, hold that tension the whole time, chest nice and tall. Similar thing, lead with your elbows as you come up. So big brace, shoulders press, elbows nice and high towards 3 o'clock, driving feet into the ground as she comes down. You'll then move into 12, again, double kettlebell deadlifts. So she sets here, nice neutral spine, so you notice the head is looking down, nice flat back. Press through the legs, fully extend with the hips to the top. Again, as she comes down, hinge, push through the floor. You'll notice it's not a squat movement, it is a hinge, just like our typical deadlift. Chin tucked into chest, nice, tight through the midline. Once you guys have done your 12 deadlifts, you'll then move into a 200-meter row. We picked up the row as we did earlier in the week. But nice big leg drive, finish off with the arms, as we spoke about. I think it was on Monday, Tuesday. Arms then come back first, over your knees. Knees come back into that catch position. Once you guys are finished with your squatting, so once you've finished with your strength portion, you'll move into a 14-minute AMRAP. You'll do a 400-meter run. You'll then do 5 ManMakers, 10 pull-ups, and 15 Russian swings. You see Danny's just come back from her run now. She's going to come into a 5 ManMakers. Now it's going to be a single dumbbell movement. Dumbbell stays in the hand the whole time. So dumbbell's in her right hand here. She is into a push-up position. So Danny's going to come to a push-up. It's the first movement, followed by a dumbbell row. Remember, see there, dumbbell, nice, and tight. She's then going to switch arms and do it on the other side. Once she's done that, Danny's going to jump up onto her feet. Nice tall position. You notice as she jumps up, she is now in her squat clean position. Chest nice and tall, straight arm there with the left, looking forwards. We are not looking down to the ground, having our hips over our shoulders and arm towards the sky. It is hips nice and low, pushing through the legs, driving nice and high, beating that dumbbell down, and then push up into your thruster movement. Again, she will then be back down to the ground, back into the push-ups. That'll be 1 rep complete. Back down into a push-up, fully extend, into the row, nice high elbow, same row on the other side. Again, squat clean, chest nice and tall, big leg drive, push to come up overhead. Remember that thruster movement, so that 4th movement of your ManMaker is a leg drive, come up just like the guys did with their walking lunges. Once you've done your ManMakers, you're going to move into your pull-ups. Now for the workout, you've got 10 pull-ups to complete. For those of us that have got kipping pull-ups, butterfly pull-ups, this is your chance to play around. You can see Danny's repping through some of her kipping pull-ups, some of her butterfly pull-ups. If you've learned that, this is the time when you can go through it. If you're having to scale the workout with those pull-ups, it is either jumping pull-ups or it will be at the discretion of either Danny or Steve, who are coaching at Tooting and Streatham. It'll be an individual exercise for yourself. It could be kip swings, it could be a knee to elbow, it could just be that hip pop that we come at the back, and it could be into a hanging leg raise. Whatever it is, just to get you into that kipping pull-up motion. Once you guys have done those 10 pull-ups, you'll be then into 15 Russian swings. Just a reminder of those Russian swings, Danny's going to demonstrate here. It is a sit and push. Sit and push, just like how early in the week. A nice crunch of the abdomen as the kettlebell comes up to eye line. Sit and push. Remember, it is not a swinging motion. It is not a hyperextension of the back. The bell shouldn't come back past the heels. It is sit, push, chest nice and tall. Remember there, we're trying to mimic our weightlifting that we had earlier. Whew. Enjoy your Saturday.
Thanks, guys.